It's Wednesday, my dudes, and tonight it's time to get brutal as we welcome the team behind the Plastic Meat Beefcakes Brutal Realm. We'll talk with them about their Kickstarter, their love of mythology across all cultures, and how they used Lago as their inspiration for all those rippling muscles. It's all happening right now. Machu, cue the intro. I don't even know. How do you pose? Is that it? Is that one? Rippling muscles. Beefcake. Plastic beefcake. Is that what
I love the poses.
I couldn't think of a single one in that moment. I was like, so
I don't like to claim it, but people call me a poser, but you were just posing the hell out of that intro.
Oh my God, that'll be the one that goes down in history. Well, anyway, it is Wednesday, my dudes, and it is episode 81 of Between Two Sentinels, the show that you only have yourselves to blame for. You keep showing up and we keep doing it for some reason. But anywho, I am Jay Shot. With me, as always, Machu Toy. How you doing, Machu?
Oi. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, a little groggy because I just woke up from an unplanned nap.
An unplanned nap?
Yeah, basically I was scrolling through my phone and I just passed out.
Those are kind of good though, right? Like
on the
it's
couch.
clear that you're
yeah.
Why
I
does
probably
the couch
shouldn't
nap?
have started. I don't know, but it feels so good.
Couch nap's so much better sometimes. So much better. Oh, but unplanned nap.
So hot today.
Yeah, it was still raining though. Still ridiculous.
Yeah,
the weather's just crap lately. So
I was debating on going out for a toy hunt, but like I need to go out for a hunt. Like I still have stuff to open.
We need to get more stuff.
Yeah,
I still think Cody has the greatest name for this fandom. I guess too much new toys. That's
too much new toys.
That's our problem. So, did you get anything in this week?
I'm supposed to get Spider Punk, I think tomorrow, the SHF.
Okay.
I did go to a show. I bought the Ghost Rider figure, but it's not here. It's upstairs. Nice. I was playing with it in the dining room.
How do you like it?
I like it a lot. That's actually my first Ghost Rider figure, so I dig it. I might have to hit up D Blake's for a wired chain though to go with it.
Okay.
So yeah. And then what else did I get? I can't remember what else I got. Wow, that was a strong nap.
It must have been a strong nap.
Yeah. What about you? You get anything?
I got another pair of shoes. My Mickey Mouse or Steamboat Willie inspired Belaires showed up, and they are. I love them.
Look at that! Look at those buttons.
The buttons. I love the pop of red. The white just like really balances nicely. So, and these are if you remember from when oh my God, Gary was on with us. These are the short horns, right? So these are their inspired piece, their make, not the the custom Nike. So I'm excited for these. Haven't tried them on yet, but they just look so good. I love this.
Those look really nice.
Very red is nice. So that's I think that's the biggest thing I got. Take me off. There you go. So
yeah, I got you.
So
I mean, I still have that Hot Toys Batmobile. That is just blocking the living room right now.
Oh, I thought you parked it in the garage.
No. I piled all the stuff that I got from San Diego on top of that box and slowly been chipping away at stuff.
Yeah.
So I got another table.
There you go. We're just gonna start collecting tables at this point. It'll be easier.
Yeah, that's what I basically do with all the big boxes. Even some of the little boxes too.
If you pile enough of them together.
Yeah, I mean.
So looks like we got a lovely $5 super hat here from Toy Amigos.
Yes.
Woohoo! It's Sentinel time. Let's get brutal. Always appreciate that. Always appreciate that. And why don't we see, unless you got something else you want to check in with the rest of the chat here, see who's here?
Yeah, check in with the chat.
I'll give you a chance for the energy drink to kick in. So
I didn't even take a sip yet.
we got Steve Morrow who says this is not the greatest comment in the world. No, this is just a tribute. Yeah, it's well played. Well played.
Well played.
And Josh is getting on the let's get brutal train. We got Iva Watu saying go Gadget Wednesday, my dudes. How, like he says that, and I picture like a Wednesday Adams popping out of
Why Wednesday Adams?
What else would you use for a Wednesday? Me? I get popped out. I don't know.
I guess.
Tom is here. Let's see. We got Collector 425 is here. Don't forget too, by the way, you get Collector 425, Marvelous Shots, and Real Comrade. We're doing a giveaway for the SDCC ALF from last year. So get your shots in there, and then we're gonna put it all in a
last year. Where'd you get? You had an extra one?
I had an extra. Yeah, just this is what I mean. I'm still chipping away at last year's pile. Oh, but we'll be giving that away in the next couple of days. Henrock is here, saying hello.
Excellent shot with Odious, by the way, Henrock. That was a really good one.
He's been putting out nothing but
you too.
Lately.
You were using the you used the Dio from
Lionheart.
Lionheart, yeah.
Lionheart.
Is that the same Dio that Sergeant Banana has?
I don't know. Actually,
like a basement.
Yeah, it's a basement. I don't know if it's the same, but it might be.
Okay.
But I think the cool thing about that is, or that Dio is the Grime City did the washer and dryer. So I think that's my first Grime City piece. So that's pretty cool to have. Oh,
that is cool.
We got Taco Boy saying hi in the chat.
Hey.
Brutal Realm is in the chat saying, let's get brutal.
Yeah.
Robo Toast is here. We got Real Collects. What great! I had to bring the energy, man. You know, I gotta do my best. The Toy Mayor checking in. We got KJ Smith. Let's see who else we got. Ender Shadow is here saying, "Hey guys, hope all is well." Toy Rensu hitting us with the
Subnoids.
There you go. Do you wear the designer sneaks? No, I do. I definitely wear them. Absolutely. And Noble will be the first one to tell you they want you to wear them. So
I wore mine at San Diego. My Wolverines.
How'd they feel?
Even though, I mean, I accidentally got the wrong size, but
that's right.
They were great. They look good. They were tight, but they look good.
They look no creases when they're smaller. You know, you'll be okay with that.
No.
Claudio is here. Claudio, I still have to ship you out some stuff. I'm a little behind. We got Wicked Fat Collectibles saying what up. Taco Boy giving us a $2 super hat. Thank you so much. Saying get 2 tables, one to display, one Mintuck card. Mintuck card. Here you go. If we're collecting tables for card, we've got a problem. No Chewing is in the chat saying what's up, y'all. Don't forget No Chewing, Toy Father, and Yimbo Reviews Everything start their show 9:05 ish. You know, they start at 9 the same way we start at 8.
Chewy also had a nice Odious shot he put up too.
Been a lot of good Odious shots coming out, but Chewy had a good one with the smoke. You had a great one with the shipper, which was super smart
because he's shipping.
I always love when you join the chat and you go, get it, right? You put the picture up and you're like, get it.
Get it.
It's like, because he's shipping. Yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah, I got.
I don't even give you guys enough time to respond. I'm just put it right out.
You just put it out there. Do you get? Yeah, because it's like, okay, all right. So yeah, that's exciting though for Wade and Unparalleled Universe. That's we still put a picture up of all the boxes. That's gotta be it's gotta be a cool feeling. It's gotta be a cool feeling. So let's see. Josh Brown saying which one? All the Odious shots are great. And Toys Rensu hitting us with the hashtag Crackhead Energy. So I think that's everybody.
I thought we were gonna go one show without even saying it, but you know, who am I to? Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I got the Cabal 3-pack. That was
that's right.
That was a good surprise.
And you're liking that Dr. Doom, you said, right?
Yeah, so I don't have the other head, but it has a neck articulation, which is pretty good. Which I wish they would do with all their legends. I mean, slight improvements here and there.
Yeah. The other head being RDJ, or is it just an alternate head?
The Doombot.
Yeah.
That's another thing that was all over my feed. If it's not In
Yes.
Sync Bye 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 playing, it was just RDJ all over the feed playing every role of the MCU.
So I'm trying to keep spoilers away from my wife because she still hasn't seen the movie yet. She wants to see it.
Okay.
And what's good is like, our algorithms obviously are different, right? She's not in the toy community.
Yeah.
But she just every time I'm scrolling, she's like, "Why is there so much In Sync?" And I was like, "Oh, you'll find out. You'll have to find." She's like, "What have you been searching for that there's so much In Sync?" And I was like, Joey Fatone, But no,
Imagine if your wife was like, if she had her own secret toy photography account,
I'd love
and
that.
when you're gone, she
She
just
takes all the pictures.
takes all the photos.
I'd be so
She
mad
has
that she got more likes than I did. Wouldn't you be a supportive husband? No, I'd be petty as all hell. Oh. But yeah, it's been fun trying to hide that from her, and then like scrolling through the other stuff. We won't give it away. I think if you haven't had the movie spoiled for you at this point, you know, good for you. But I don't want to be the one that ruins it. So Tom says you don't search for Joey Fatone; he searches for you. That's so menacing. I don't think Joey
Yeah.
Fatone's that menacing.
No, he's not.
Oh,
He's not.
no, but all right. Should we bring in our guest here?
Yeah, I feel bad. He's been sitting back there for a long time while we've just been going at it.
All right. Well, we'll bring him in, and we're gonna bring in Jason from Brutal Realm, and hopefully James will be joining us a little bit later. But hey, man, welcome.
Thanks.
Hey.
I'm just sitting back here laughing at you guys.
I hope, right? It's not like Jesus get ruined already. Yeah.
No, not at all. Let's get brutal.
Yeah. I love that. That's a good little.
I'd be louder, but my son is sleeping right above me.
Yeah. You just said you got an
Oh,
18-month-old, and don't. Yeah. We'll even be quiet just in case. Yeah. But dude, welcome. And I know that you have been you've been making the rounds, right? I caught you on Toy Migos, I caught you on Unparalleled, Yimbo on Sunday. And I can understand that sometimes this stuff gets a little tiring to talk about, but I gotta say, you and James, man, you haven't lost a step, right? Your passion for these figures has really just continued to come through each time, and that's exciting to see. It's there's no fatigue from you guys.
No, not at all. Passion for the Crow Man.
So, but yeah, we want to talk a little bit about that. Now, is that the one that you 3D printed?
Yes. I probably printed about 15 of them, I think, and I sent them all out to different reviewers.
Nice.
Yeah, and well, you guys know D Amazing, Robo Don't Know, Pixel Dan, Wade from Unparalleled even got some.
Nice.
Yeah.
Machu Toy is next. Oh, what? Sorry.
I'm not a reviewer.
Nobody.
I should be.
Okay.
You're a stop motion animator. I just want to call out another very thankful $5 super hat from Toy Migos saying, "Let's get brutal." Berserk is also first, just in case anybody was worried about it. So, yeah, man. So I know that you had mentioned this on another stream that this was kind of the first figure you 3D printed, but you do have an engineering background, right?
I do. Computer engineering.
Yeah. Nice. And how did that tie into, just how making these figures and kind of even printing them to some degree?
Well, we didn't have like a manual, so all the files were just like, here you go. So I laid them all out, printed them all out, and I was like, and I managed to get like some forearms backwards and some lower calves and shins backwards. But I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. So I had to swap them. And that was with like the 1.0 body. That was putting the shoulders together was very painful. So like I'm a problem solver, and I like to fix things too and make things better and optimize things. And I have a little bit of OCD. So when something isn't right, I just like lose my mind. I'm like, this has got to be fixed. This has got to be fixed now. And the shoulders weren't right. So when Dafu Yan Penn, he's our 3D artist. Amazing guy. great person, and an amazing artist. He just works wonders. I mean, his renders look like somebody took an actual photograph of a physical action figure of one of our action figures, and it's really cool. He does such a good job. But he totally from the ground up rebuilt our body, because he took the old one, put it together, and there were so many different mesh issues, the meshing in Blender, and he couldn't get it. I guess I don't know if he couldn't get it to work. He was just like, you know what, this is crap, I'm going to restart. And we're so thankful that he did, because the new body is just freaking rocking. And so like the engineering for it, I print it out, put it together. I make sure like all the joints are completely functional, right? I make sure that we get good.
Let's get you up here on screen so everybody can see this. Yeah, because the
look at
articulation
that.
is definitely key.
Yeah, I mean, his bicep is huge, right? And then he has his gauntlet that kind of doesn't get in the way, but there's a little space there and then like the elbow. Like when our first elbow was engineered, it wasn't, I mean, you would see like full on like mechanical joints. It didn't look natural. And that's something that we wanted to have with this guy, is everything looking natural. So I mean, you can see like it's nice and rounded. The joint is nice and rounded. It's not cut.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, wow.
It goes into the bicep just a little bit, but it's okay. It still looks awesome. And then if you look at his elbow, I mean, it just looks really nice and smooth. My camera sucks, so I apologize for that.
It reminds me of the way Mafex does their joints.
Hey, it's funny you say that, man. That's funny you say that. We take our inspiration from Mafex. We're like, you know what? Why can't freaking all the figures have that kind of awesome articulation, right?
Right.
I mean, look. I mean, the knees too. Big knees, like James. James has big knees. So I use so the joints were getting a little loose because I was playing with it too much. So I use the joint tightener, and I have to apply the hairdryer to this one. But there you go. See, even you still get a little gappage, but we're working on that. There's a little gap right there, but that'll be fixed.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the articulation is something in the other shows that you guys were talking about that was like a big deal for you guys, and I think you went somewhere on like 32 points of articulation at this point.
Yep. And the shoulder, you see the shoulder joint. Everybody's familiar with the dark. Well, a lot of people aren't, but a lot of people are familiar with the Dark Knight Returns, Mafex, Superman, and Batman, and Bane as well. He has the same articulation, but shoulder goes in and out.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That allows for the whole across the body.
You get a lot of range with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's got a two-handed weapon, man.
Yeah. That was the big thing that honestly, when I was watching, that sold me. It's like you had made a point to make sure that they could two-hand it, right?
Yes,
that shoulder.
Exactly.
I'm unfortunately not familiar with the Bane, so like this was like mind-blowing to me to see that shoulder pop out like that.
Yeah, and we're still working on a little bit of details. Maybe bringing the chest in just a little bit. We don't want it to stick out too much. A couple people had mentioned something, and we listen to the people who follow us. If they say, if we get a couple people talking about how big the chest is or how small the shoulders are, and they wish it looked like this, we actually listen, and we're like, yeah, you know what, you're right. The back too, we're going to get a little bit of a wider wing to cover, because when his arms are down, you can see like there's a gap right there, right? You see the gap. So that's something we're working on too, and widening the back there to close that gap to make it look more natural.
What if you were to use like a softer plastic for the upper torso?
You mean like Storm Collectibles?
Yeah,
like
kind of like
soft?
Storm. Yeah, not that soft, but one where you can push it in, so that way like the chest doesn't get in the way, but you don't have to sacrifice the sculpt. So the sculpt could be there, but like when you push the arms in, there's kind of give,
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that idea too, and then if we did that, we'd have to have a separate piece, like so the torso would have to be in two. Well,
Okay.
there'd have to be an internal like skeleton for the joint
yeah.
system, right?
hmm
So
So it
and we
holds it in
didn't.
place.
Yeah, so it holds it in place, and we decided not to do that, but it doesn't mean the factory and their tooling and engineering won't do that, because
hmm
I mean, if we use like a little softer plastic for the torso,
Right.
then there is going to have to be a harder socket joint system for
hmm
for the shoulders to plug into, for the abdomen to plug into, for the lower neck barbell to plug into.
hmm
So speaking of which, his neck does move, his
Oh,
articulated.
Oh
that's
wow.
really good.
Yep. Yeah. And there's a barbell between the head and the upper neck.
Yeah, and those joints I find very important when posing with figures that are using weapons that's they're swinging,
Right.
because like if you're like you said, like you have to have arms going in front, right, or like
Right, man.
to the side,
It's to
but
the
also
side. Yes.
when you're swinging, your neck is moving towards that direction too, so
Right.
it's like that. So that
Yeah.
really helps in the posing.
Yep. I mean, it's all about like we really want to get
Mhm.
the natural feel and look of swinging a freaking weapon, a big ass weapon,
Big honking weapon.
big honking weapon. Speaking of weapon,
BFW.
yeah, BFW.
Yeah.
So here's Crowman's his axe. It's
That's
a
cool.
possessed axe that the more blood it sheds, the more he goes into a frenzy. And when he goes into a frenzy, he transforms into his demon form, his skull head.
Oh,
But
okay.
you can see detailed.
Yeah.
Penn, our 3D artist, he completely redesigned this axe. I mean, the first one looked cartoonish. This one looks like something out of a freaking heavy metal magazine.
I was just thinking
Awesome.
heavy metal. Yeah.
So you can see like the bones coming out from the crow skull that's centered there. I mean, the whole
details are
hilt. I
really
mean, it's
good.
The
completely
hilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
completely detailed. The
Very
camera sucks. And the back
Yeah.
is different.
Oh.
It's got a backbone. You see the backbone?
Yeah, it looks like it has like the rib cage.
Yeah.
That's really
Horseshoe
cool.
camera.
796 Studio says Big Honkin' Weapon was Machu's nickname in college. So.
Oh, that's 796.
So our artist, he designed the pommel to be removable, just for the case of 3D printing, because the hand is printed in a harder resin.
Right, so you can't open up the hand.
Right.
You just want to slide that in.
Right. Just slide it in there.
Now, will the actual weapon itself, will you be able to remove that, or is it
No.
going to be?
It'll be fixed.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be
Because the
worried
hand will
about
be
that.
a little softer plastic, so it'd be able to flex
Yeah.
right around the weapons.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. That shoulders really just sells it. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really great.
I mean, he can get
Now,
a pull
this-
behind the head.
This weapon comes with that figure, but
Yes, with Crowman. Yes.
in the weapons pack, will that be included also, or like a bloody version? Because
Well,
you
we
said
have-
like if there's more blood on it.
We are going to do a bloodier version of the figures and the weapons. I think we did talk about the figures being bloodied, and then I don't know if that's like too much, but definitely the weapons we're going to have, and that's something we're looking into doing, is bloodied weapons, a weapons pack. I'm not sure when we're going to do that, but that's something we are definitely going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, because their colors align with our colors, black, red, and white.
Right. Oh yeah, that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Branding.
Yep.
You got Iwatu here who says, "Yeah, I'm back in this. These details and the figures and articulation look amazing." So you've already got one sold there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Josh Brown is excited for the bloody variants for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what do you all think about like a bloody paint spattered figure itself, but along with the weapons? Do you think that's something that people would want to get their hands on, or just bloodied weapons?
I think the figure too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, depending like on, it's one of those things where it's like the weapon is always nice to have, but if you think about it, right, like if you think realistically, when he's cutting through people, he's gonna
Right. Exactly.
get some splash back. So
he will.
To me, I think you should just double down on the brutalness, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And just offer the figures all bloodied up too.
Heck yeah.
Offer the figures and offer the victims too of the who's receiving them.
I was gonna say like how easy, like, is it easy to remove parts of the figure like for customizers, or is it a little more difficult? Like, it's not just simple heat.
It will be. It won't be easy to remove, right? We don't want it to just,
Yeah,
just
we don't want it. You
a
don't want
slight
it to
little
break
force for it to pop off, right? We
Mhm.
don't want it to break, but with a little bit of heat, a blow dryer. I would say heat gun, but I've melted some shit with a heat gun before. Yeah, or just some hot water. You should be able to pop off like the torso from the abdomen, right? And then you can take his belt off.
Yeah.
And then you can pop off the loincloth. And then you can see underneath. He's even got like detail on his speedo.
Yeah.
Some veinage on the buttocks.
Does it say brutal on the buttocks? Oh no, okay.
It says brutal
and
right here.
I like that you included that thigh swivel.
Yes.
It's pretty high up there too, so like it's
yeah.
not like noticeable.
Right. It's not that noticeable. Let's see. Did I managed to glue these or tighten them up a little bit? So you do get a little bit. And we're working on the engineering to make that a little bit more round. So when it's all rounded, right, and you twist it, the lines don't, of course, his muscle lines aren't going to match, but at least it'll be rounded, so you're not going to have so you're not going to have a piece like that sticking out like that. You see how it's sticking out? Doesn't look natural. And that's how we designed his shins. Well, I pop this off, but his shins and calves are just designed. I mean, there's muscles. You can see the muscles, but when you turn it, you're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to see that like cliff that hangs out from the shins. It's because it's designed round.
Got it. Yeah,
and all of his armor is going to be. I mean, his armor, the boots with the greaves, his loincloth. It's all going to be soft plastic, a nice, soft, flexible, so it will not hinder. It will not hinder articulation at all.
Right. And then you also, I think you had mentioned that the figures are going to come with bare feet, right? And you can actually not bare with human feet that are
the barbarian warriors will be so, not bare feet,
not bare feet, right? Not BEAR feet. Yeah, I gotta make sure that would be weird. And the what'd you call it? A grievous? The
greaves?
Boots,
the boots. Yeah, they come off.
They come off.
So the named characters will not have bare feet. The barbarian warriors will have bare feet.
Right.
The paint scheme we designed, like the African barbarian warrior, is going to be the same skin tone as Ogun. So you can swap heads, you can swap the feet, and all that stuff. Swap armor, and Crowman has the same skin color as the Native American, and Cronin has the same skin tone color as the European. So you can swap they can all have bare feet.
Yeah. So you're already thinking about that, customizer aspect of it, and swappability, and just how 4 Horsemen and the Legions figures have gotten
absolutely
pop and swap aspect of it. So that's great.
Yeah, and if you want to add your own soft goods, I mean, completely. Like you want to give them a soft goods loincloth, hell yeah.
Or a soft good speedo. Matt, you got the Kickstarter. Let's pop that open.
Yep.
I want to go through it because like you're already talking about the figures. Let's show off some of these figures. I mean, just what you've been showing us already, I think, is enough to. Well, as you saw, is enough to sell some people. But the sculpts and stuff that you've already got here.
Can you see his belt? He's got a nice skull on his belt with crow wings around it.
That's incredible. The detail. I mean, that's just a 3D printed figure, right? At this
Yeah,
point,
this is just
the
3D printed.
detail that you have
Yeah.
on it already. So,
Yep. And he will have painted on his chest the crow that was sacrificed to bring the spirit of death back to life with him.
Steve doesn't want you to send him plastic feet pics. That's it's not his jam. Just FYI. So
all right, I won't send it to him then.
Try to refrain.
Yeah, I'll try.
I see
so
what
you
he
got
did there with the jam.
the jam. Toes is not my jam. Yeah. Oh, so it's such a good comment. He had to put it twice. So that was Crowman that you got up there already, but the first wave that you're offering, you've got Ogun, right, who is the god of iron here.
God of Iron.
And he looks phenomenal, and I love the inspiration here from the mythology. I know that James was talking about it, and just the pulling of the different cultures already, and watching his kind of love of that stuff come through was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
But yeah, seeing this the inspiration on the designs and stuff, right? The shield is incredible.
The shield is awesome. I 3D printed the shield and I sent it to James. I need to print another one because I mean it's just I'm going to print it larger. Try to print it as large as I can so I can have it and paint it up because it's beautiful. I mean it's all right out of James' head, man. He has an eye and a mind for this. And you know, if it wasn't for him, these figures they would not be as awesome as they are. This is a painted render that Nico Hodge has done, Artman Customs. Awesome. His work is just so freaking good.
He's so talented.
He is so goddamn talented, man. It's just crazy what he can do. That's on the 1.0 body, and James and I were like, how the hell did he get those freaking shoulders to work? Like they were not working for me. I couldn't get them to work.
So the shoulders here, are they more like Marvel Legends?
Those shoulders, no,
joint?
they are not like anything that I've ever seen. I couldn't even tell you what they're like. Like they're just, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and so the 3D artist was trying to go for a Mafex style shoulder butterfly, but he just wasn't pulling it off. I don't know. I don't know if he gave up or was just like, you know what, here you go. But I mean, with Penn, our 3D artist, Dafuyan, I gave him measurements. We took measurements. I took photographs of my DKR Superman. I pulled them apart. I had brought my calipers out, the measurements, everything. I wanted to be. James and I both wanted it to be exactly, fully functional. And the engineering behind it is so good. There's other ways to do it, but this way is like perfect for how we're implementing it. And it's just right. I mean, it works it's so good. And these shoulders were just like the inside of that chest cavity for each shoulder piece. It should have been round, spherical, completely spherical, so you can get all the range, right? So you can get all the range. That one wasn't. That one was shaped like a deformed, God, I don't even, pear maybe. But it wasn't. It wasn't. But what Nico had done, I mean, he really made it work. And that photo is by Trevor Williams, 1.6 shooter.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job capturing. I mean, with the sun coming up, the freaking grass in the forefront, the trees off to the side. It's so beautiful, and you can barely even tell. But his armor set is completely redesigned by Penn. He put more Western African culture and influence into it. Like that front piece that's covering his crotch, it's stringy like beads, like you would see a true Yoruban wear, and it looks so good. It looks really good. His shin guards right there, they're iron, and you can actually see it looks like hammer strikes in it to make it, to give it that much more like I'm the god of iron, and this is, shows much more of that.
So we got Toy Chase here says Nico is amazing and agreed. He's just absolutely incredible. And he apparently gave the mayor a custom head sculpt. So always good to see him.
Nice.
And Trevor's one of the best. I feel like we all knew that picture was Trevor even before you said it. Like just the style of Trevor's shots always comes through.
Yep.
But yeah, this I love the detail of the iron strikes, and just again, not only is it like a cool little detail, right, but it like fits, like you're saying, in with the story of the character. He's the god of iron, and here it is, like it's that aspect of it. It's amazing.
And that shield there, his eyes are slightly open, and you can see the power, the power of wisdom coming through. Its eyes are opening him, and it gives, in perilous times for Ogun, it gives him advice on whatever, and helps him out. But it doesn't always talk to him. It's not always there for him, only when it thinks he's in need of it. So that's all James. It comes from the mind of James. Brilliant. He's a great storyteller.
Well, apparently you said his name enough that he is now able to make an appearance.
You said it 3 times.
We said it 3 times, and we pulled him out from the abyss. We'll give him a second here just to try to see if he's give him a second to set up, and then we'll bring him in. But yeah, I mean, we're 40 minutes into the show. We've only got one figure up. This, I mean, but like, to your credit, right? Like, and this is the detail in it, the points of articulation, like it's worthy of this, right? I mean, like it's to take the time to really appreciate, the work going into these figures and the passion that you guys are bringing. It's totally calls for it here. So all right, James, give me a thumbs up if you feel good to go. All right, here we go. Bang. Oh, and his video went away as soon as I brought him in. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
all right.
Hey, there he is. What's happening, brother?
Can you hear us?
I didn't know if I thought I'd take the camera off so you didn't have to see me in the car driving.
I hope. I was going to say, hopefully you're not driving. We want you to be safe.
No,
this show is not that important.
Yeah. So I don't know how good my audio is coming through, and obviously my video is suspect right now. So I can come through later on when I get home. It's probably going to be about 15 minutes. So
all right. Well,
but I just wanted to say, Jason's doing a great job. Your podcast is awesome. I hope everyone's excited about
Thank you.
What we have to offer. And let's get brutal.
We weren't going to back the Kickstarter, but now that you said our podcast is awesome, I guess we'll have to, we'll have to dive into it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely. So,
but do you want to? You said it'd take you about 15 minutes to get home.
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
All right, cool. Go do your thing, and I'm sure we'll still be here. We might only be on Cronin at this point. So,
yeah, definitely look at the new picture we just posted, the new render of Cronin that really shows off Penn's design and his render abilities. So hopefully you guys get excited about the new design. There it is, right
there. You go.
Yeah, got more poses coming soon, and hopefully everyone backs, and we can get this toy company on the way and bring everyone the muscle mommies that everyone is begging for us to bring up a higher tier. So keep up the good work, Jason. I'll
Thanks,
see you
man.
soon. All right.
Yep.
We'll see you there, James. Thank you.
This looks awesome.
Right. This looks great. Yeah. That's incredible.
His shoulder pauldron right there. It has like a little ball on the inside, and it goes into a socket on that strap. So when the arm moves up, you can actually move the pauldron up with it, so it doesn't hinder any articulation.
Okay.
That's a nice little detail. Wow.
Yeah. This figure, I mean, we took lots of inspiration from, of course, Masters of the Universe, but also Conan the Barbarian. There isn't really anything magical about his weapons. He mainly wields his axe. He loves his axe, and that's a sword. What did he call that? The sword of destiny. But that's his inheritance for being, or soon to becoming, a king.
Damn, this looks so good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
He does. And there's, on the back side of that harness, there's a hole A hole for a plug where his a little arm. It's not a sheath, but it's a weapon holder. Plugs right
Okay.
in, and it swivels, 360, and
Uh-huh.
it holds his sword and it holds his axe.
See, I love that. I love the like thinking that through, right? Like, how do we, right? Because there's some degree, it's like holding the accessories just for people who are going
Right.
to display them, but also
Yeah.
like that's a nice touch, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have it right in here, but I don't know if I can get to it. No, I can't get to it.
Okay. All right. Well, don't make too much noise. We don't want you to wake your son up.
Yeah. Thanks.
Uh,
So on the back where the straps come around to connect, it's a circle. So I mean, it seamlessly fits in with the harness. It doesn't take away from it. So it looks like it belongs there.
Yeah.
And that's how we're designing all of the armor to make it. If there's going to be any straps to take off the shoulder or the chest guard, if there's going to be straps, we're going to make it like the backside. You can just pop it off of, maybe it'll be 2 studs or spikes. It'll be incorporated into the armor to make it look natural, not like out of. It's not going to look out of place.
Josh is questioning how this is a render, and
I know, man. Me
unbelievable.
too.
It's so good.
How is that a freaking render?
amazing.
Penn, dude, he's a master at Blender. That my wife, I showed her that photo earlier, and she's like, "Is that an actual photo of your action figure?" I said, "No, that's a 3D render." She's a photographer. She is an amazing photographer. A food photographer, but nonetheless a photographer. She's like, "Man, it looks freaking real." I'm like, "I know."
Oh, I think your audio cut out. Can you still hear us? Oh, no, we
Yeah,
lost
his
your
audio's
audio, man.
gone.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those. Did your AirPods die? Oh, let me hit him in that private chat there. We lost your.
He should be able to hear us though.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he hears us. Okay, so
Yeah, we don't hear him.
we can't hear you. But
Look, it
yeah,
does
maybe
look like it's muted on his end too.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Try now. Ah, there we
Hold
go.
on.
Cool. All
Hold
right,
on,
and
hold on, hold on.
James. Oh,
I was gonna bring him back in.
he went away again. So
Okay.
That was a quick 15 minutes.
well, all right, he keeps going in and out. All right. Well,
I don't know if he wants us to bring him in or not.
No. He did comment though. Her food photography always makes me hungry. So we'll have to drop her page somewhere. And,
she's at Wild Thistle Kitchen on Instagram.
There you go. Wild Thistle Kitchen. All right. So, we haven't even touched on the price point of these bad boys, and I know that this was something you talked about earlier. The first few figures, right, at $36, and something that you had mentioned, right? You're offering Mafex engineering and articulation at Legends prices, right? Like it's completely reasonable just from what we're seeing as is, right? The articulation alone, and then you've got the detail and the paint that's going to be on these bad boys, and it's unreal. How are you guys going to make money off of these at this point? So
hold on, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I thought I was in trouble. You put the finger up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to ask that question."
Let me turn Bluetooth off.
Wow.
There we go. Sorry.
All right, you got us now.
Yep, I got you now.
Okay, awesome. So yes, I was just saying it's kind of unreal what you guys are offering for the 36, and it's I mean, at some degree, right? You guys are a toy company. Like, is there even a profit margin at this point, or is it just
it's such a small one, and we didn't want, and we knew we weren't gonna see a huge profit for these, but we didn't care because we have so much faith in these action figures. We want them in our hands as much as we want them in everybody else's hands. I mean, this is something that was completely like the articulation, the detail, everything was something that it was missing in the action figure realm, if you will, pun intended. With removable everything, and we just wanted to get this made so bad. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna sell them at an affordable price, and hopefully, we make enough to get them funded. And we would love to unlock the rest of our tiers. I mean, we need everybody's help to unlock the rest of the tiers because all the other characters are freaking badass too.
Yeah, I mean, as we'll get into them obviously as we keep going, but they are pretty incredible. And yeah, the muscle mommy that you mentioned before, I
Yeah,
think everybody's
we wanted to bring her at a closer tier, unlockable tier, but it was just the fact that it was complete new body, right? I mean, all new pieces, complete retooling, and that would have, I mean, just for one of these guys, it's about 60 grand for the tooling and the molds and all, just for one.
Yeah,
it's a crazy price. And then you have like their different armor sets, so that's all new, all new tooling and molding. So we have to add on to that. So we're not even making any money at the 140 funding goal.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said earlier, right? Like you're not doing this for profit; you're doing it because you love these figures.
Absolutely,
you want to get them in their hands, and
yes.
Even the idea of just whatever profit you do make, right, investing it back into the company is a testament to your just passion and yours and James's passion for these things. And like I said earlier, like it's definitely you guys have been talking about this for a couple of hours now. At this point, like you're certainly not wavering in any way.
No,
yeah,
not at all.
That alternate head looks so good.
Yeah, yeah. This is demon form head.
That looks crazy.
That's so cool.
The head sculpture right here are by Orbus. I don't know if you guys follow him, Orbus 22.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
That's, I gotta be honest with you too. That's one of the other things that I love is, and I made a note about it, is how much of the community you're bringing in with these figures, right? You got Orbis, you got Nico, you got Trevor, you're working with Vonner, like
David Vonner, our production manager. Yeah, he's awesome, man. He just brings so much energy to James and I. And after we get off of our weekly call with him, we're just like so full of, we'd have a conversation afterwards. We're just like, yes, he's amazing. He's our energy drink.
Yeah.
He's so full of knowledge, man. I mean, just so much stuff that he knows, and all the ideas that he has too on not just the toy line, but like the actual story, how it can be, how we can use it, how it can use the story and the characters in other ways, from comic books to to movies to video games to board games. I mean, he's just like, he said, you don't want to just stop with action figures. Yes, continue with the action figure line, but also make it so, like, for kids, coming up who aren't really into toys, they're more into their phones. What can we do? What can we offer them to keep the story and the characters alive in their generation?
Yeah, and that's such a great way to look at it, right? Like it's building that longevity of it, right? It's the thinking about it from the bigger picture standpoint, not just how do I get this figure made. It's and you did a great job with it. And, Wade is unparalleled, like having those backstories and helping to build the world that these figures live in. It's not just, hey, how do I turn out something like a cool figure with cool articulation? It's how do I get people invested in the world that we're developing.
Exactly.
It's really cool. And I know that was something too that James was passionate about with making sure he ties in, other cultures and things that we haven't seen, making sure that there's representation, which is, it's just huge.
It is huge. It is huge. Yep. The African culture. I mean, we see onesie twosies here and there. I mean, Luke Cage and from Marvel Legends, Doc and a few other guys from G.I. Joe, but we don't see a lot of them, right? We don't see a lot of African, and we don't see hardly any Native American except for Forge, Thunderbird, or Warpath. But true Native Americans, like from, wearing their traditional headgear, their traditional chief, I guess, not get up, but their armor set or their clothing.
Yeah, and that's one of the tiers that you have, but he looks incredible. I think it's the first tier unlock, right? The Mighty Chief. Oh God, Mato?
He is the first. Yep, Chief Mato. Yep.
Okay.
Mato is Lakotan for bear.
Okay.
And he's from his headdress to his armor, it's all taken from a warrior chief of Lakota tribe, Lakota Sioux tribe out Midwest. Even the gunstock war club that he has. I mean, nobody that I have never seen that in an action in toy form. Yeah. Of course, he's got his little tomahawk there on the side.
That's great. I mean, this picture right here. I mean,
this art right here is from Ken Coleman.
Ken Coleman.
Ken Art Corp. Yep, he does Masters of the Universe box art, and he also has these awesome Motu playing card game. It's a card game, but he designed it. I mean, all of the designs are on there, and he's selling them if anybody's interested. But yeah, his artwork is freaking it's just awesome.
That's so good. And the same thing with him, right? So like all the pieces will be, be able to be removed. You've got
headdress is removable. Yep.
So his headdress is a separate piece. It's not.
It is a separate piece. Yes.
Okay. It's not a different head sculpt. Okay.
Nope.
Got it.
I mean the braids. I mean you see the braids coming down. That's taken from a Lakota warrior chief. It looks just like him. The face paint, everything.
Dom and the hair is softer plastic, right?
It is. Yep. So we're trying to get. What we want to do, and what we're aiming at doing is all the hair. It'll be separate injection molding in a softer plastic, and it'll fit and be glued onto their scalp. So it will be. So the head itself will be a little bit harder PVC, and then the hair will be even softer, so it does not hinder any articulation.
Dom saying that he reminds him of Tatanka from WWF back in the day. So
yeah,
I can see it. But yeah, this looks great.
The Great Khan, yes, Mongolian warrior. Yeah, with his mystical Phoenix bow. When he pulls back his bow, there's no string. When he pulls back the bow, the string appears, and then the arrow reappears after. And then when he lets go, when he looses his arrow heat seeks his enemy, so it always finds its mark.
This is the one I want to get, because Yimbo always says that like a lot of figures look like him.
I can see it, man. I can see it.
One of the first ones that I've seen that was just like, yep.
And he's got a ponytail, and it's on a swivel too, so it moves around.
Oh yeah, even better.
Yeah,
and he's an archer too, so you got me. So you got me with that.
Yep, and he has a cape in the back, and it's made of dragon scales, and that's a dragon fang sword made from a true dragon's fang. And you see like little dragon motif in the belt, and you see the dragon claws on his shoulder pauldrons.
I'm sold, and that looks like a championship belt.
It does look like yes. There you go. And then you and Yimbo could do a podcast with just your figures. It could be it could be like that old SNL skit,
the Brutal Pod.
Yeah, the Brutal Pod. There you go. That'd be great. I love that Yimbo claims every figure that it looks like me. It's like Yimbo.
Which Spider-Man. One was it? It was the Barbarian.
The European.
European Barbarian. Yeah,
I think it's the first one. Nope, right there.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, but you don't have that hair.
Let's ask Mrs. Yimbo if she thinks it looks like
I've never seen him that angry.
It's true.
He's messed up. He's messed up royally a lot of times, and I've never seen him that angry.
Oh,
booking.
He's called the Yimbarian.
The Yimbarian. James is charming and saying the Yimbarian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So. Matt, what's going to be your barbarian name? How would we? Maturian?
Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh, I like that. Maturian.
That sounds like I'm mature though, which I'm not.
I was thinking like.
Can you hold up right there and scroll up a little bit? Go to the 2D art. I just wanted to point out this artwork, like all the 2D sketches, is from Dasar Uartha. I believe he's from. I'm not even gonna try to guess. He's over in Asia somewhere, one of those countries, but he's an awesome. I mean, he puts these together super quick. So just a little bit behind the poses, what he does is takes 4 sketches of different poses, and James and I, we get to choose like which one best represents the figure, or kind of shows a little bit of the character. In this one, you can see Chief Mato kind of like stalking a little bit. He's down, and we're like, that's it. I mean, that's the one, because my dad taught me how to walk like a Native American. I have a lot of Native American in my ancestry on my dad's side and my mom's side. Seminole Native Americans and from Florida. My great grandmother was a shaman or a medicine woman. And so my dad taught me how to walk like that, and I've walked like that ever since. And that's just like, when I saw that, I'm like, that's it, man. That's it, Desar. So he puts these together. I mean, he does such an amazing job with all of the 2D sketches. I wanted to shout out to him. He is so good. And he also has his own comic book from Yapu Studios.
So it's not even just a love of culture, right? Like, this is somewhat personal to you then. This is This even more of a passion project for you guys. It's incredible.
Yep.
Cal the Collector chiming in saying all these figures look great. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Cal.
They haven't missed yet. I'll tell you that. No. Look awesome.
Yeah.
The weapons are so cool looking too.
Yeah, they really are. We put a lot of thought and detail into them.
Yeah, there's the glowing arrow, the mystical arrow that you're talking about. Yeah, that's great.
The Phoenix head arrow.
Yeah, you can see the Phoenix head right there. I don't know if I can zoom in on that.
And we plan for the bow, the wings of the bow, to be on a hinge so they can move.
Oh wow!
They can move up and down. So when he's pulling back, the wings can go back, like he's stressing the bow.
Just putting the tension on it.
Putting tension. Yep.
Yeah.
So will he come with that kind of archer hand?
We were thinking about doing a separate hand sculpt for the 2 fingers. Yeah. We were thinking about doing that. I'm not sure if we are going to, but it's something we're talking about.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Just add articulation into the fingers. Then
absolutely. Yeah, right. Didn't Toy Biz try to do that with their?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
With some of the Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we got James is out of the car and safe and sound. So
hey
man,
somewhat safe and sound. What's up, people? Jason, you're killing it, man. I'm
just running my mouth, man.
Oh, what a beautiful mouth you have, sir. What a beautiful mouth. No wonder why your wife loves you so much. Killing it. I forgot my hat. Everyone can see how bald I am.
Beautiful bald head.
I'm sure everyone thought I had a luscious mane of hair like these barbarians were all creating.
Yeah, I thought you were the inspiration for the group.
Yeah, I just shaved it off. I actually do have a lot of hair. Don't let the camera fool you.
It's just reset.
It's the light. It makes it look like it's bald here, but actually, it's just shaved down. Anyway, where were we talking about? The Great Khan himself.
The Great Khan.
Awesome. And talking about some fingers to knock the bow. That's a good point.
To knock the arrow, yeah.
That's something we might have to do. That's definitely.
I don't want to give you guys more tooling and work to do.
Yeah, no, thank you. Let's make even less money. What else should we have?
How about hinge toes?
I love when people are like, "Why don't you add this and this and this?" I'm like, they're $36 for articulation.
I would prefer
more articulation than Mayfex has.
I would prefer the fingers over the hinge toes, because I can't make that hand.
Yeah,
but I could put some hinges and toes.
It would suck though to get that figure without like a that hand that holds that. I feel you. But yeah, and then Mayfix figures don't even come with accessories really. Everything's painted on pretty much. These are accessories. Like
it's true.
They're trying to stop us from bringing you everything that can be brought. Don't let them stop us. Go fund Brutal Realm right now.
If we
Do it.
certainly haven't said that enough, but yes, definitely check out the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I think we've got the Kickstarter linked in the chat here.
Please,
And
And if you're not going to do the Kickstarter, definitely head over to Big Bad Toy Store because these figures are up on Big Bad. And the couple differences though, right? Like Big Bad doesn't charge you until the figures ship, but it does count towards the Kickstarter, and Kickstarter obviously will charge you after what is it, 22 days, 23 days? What do you got?
After the funds, after.
Yeah, I think it's right after it funds, it charges, and then the backer kit is when things really get determined for what you're backing. Things we might offer that weren't in the Kickstarter to help if we don't reach certain tiers, things of that nature. So, fund us as much as you want. And, we'll try, if we get funded, we'll try to make up for any lack of tiers that we didn't reach in the backer kit with. Hopefully we can figure out something so we don't lose that interest and that money that allows us to really fund everything, So
I don't think you're going to lose the interest. That's for sure.
But
the other big call out though, the accessory packs are only available through the Kickstarter. The $5 accessory packs, which again,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
What are you doing at this point? Yeah,
like, we don't know how to run a business. We're just like, let's give people action figures for almost the cost of what it takes to make it. We'll figure out money later.
Josh Brown is covering my A here by saying technically there is no string, so you could get away without that hand. So.
But to hold the arrow though, itself, because it's like an energy, or the arrow itself is what causes the energy to build up. So we'll figure out something. Don't worry, it's gonna be awesome when we deliver it.
I missed out on that, Macho. I missed out, man.
Yeah,
that's such a good. I love that version of Green Arrow.
Yeah, I found this on GameStop.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go.
This also, this doesn't have a string either on this.
Yeah,
but it does have the hand.
Bows don't need, man. I'm telling you, bows do not need strings.
Yeah, I always thought bows look cooler without strings, so I wanted to figure out a type of bow that wouldn't need a string. So I came up with this, Phoenix bow arrow. And hopefully people like it. Seems like they have. I haven't gotten any bad feedback about it. So
yes, there is an arrow that comes with the bow. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask too: is the arrow attached to the? No, so it's separate. It's a loose piece. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's too lame to have it attached. So
agreed.
And Steve says he's got a question or suggestion. Should he put in the chat or send quietly somewhere else? Steve, I would say unless if these guys are open to answer, put all your questions out in the chat. Let's. This is your opportunity here to ask these guys.
Yeah.
So
it's probably. It's probably going to be. Why isn't Athena the first unlockable? We get that a lot. Yeah. Why isn't this figure that is completely new tooling with new accessories? Why isn't she the first unlockable?
Why is she the first one?
I understand everyone's desire for her. I look at her longingly all the time. Especially her. Never mind. But yeah, we put her at a tier where we could get to. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
Let's talk about Owl King.
It is Owl King. Yeah.
The one and only Nordic Owl King of the owl people. Owlman. Yeah, something like that. So I wanted to just create something that captured people's love for like Nordic. I just saw the Northman, and there's a character in there that has this type of Nordic or Viking helm, and I always thought it looked like an owl, so I put it on the body, and we started having fun from there. The owl overlay and then the owl shoulders are going to be separate. That isn't attached, so there's going to be movement there. And then like any cool barbarian, he's got that weight belt with an owl symbol in the center, if you guys can make that out. And then he's got the bicep braces and the arm braces, and he's got the coolest two Viking axes you've ever seen. So
I like that the pieces on the shoulder are separate. That's really smart.
Yeah, we have to, as people that pose our figures, if you lift the arms up or move it, you want cool poses and things of that nature. So, and that's on the old 1.0 body. So imagine when Penn renders that on the 2.0, how dope it's going to look. It's going to be ridiculous. So.
Yeah. All right, so Steve's question that he wanted to put in the chat. He said earlier you were talking about blood splatter. Have you tried temporary tattoos of blood adhering to the figure's plastic, and then the buyer won't put the blood where they want? Oh, okay. So instead of having two separate figures,
that's an interesting idea. Interesting.
Well, probably that's a genius idea, and people will be able to do that if we fund. If they buy, that's a great idea to buy multiples, so they can do that. But we're probably going to come out with figures that have the blood splattered on them, just because the temporary tattoos, I don't know. We're probably
I don't know much about it and how well they would stick on. Through articulation. Will they rub off, or will they easy, or would they peel off? I don't know how well they would adhere to.
And it's always great to have exclusives that are just this type of thing. So I think it would be cool and a way for us to sell more figures if they already had from our factory blood paint, and this way everyone gets the same level of detail on their Brutal Realm bloody figures, as opposed to some people doing a better job of adhering, or if they didn't stick properly, or something happened, or temperature wise in some people's neighborhood versus others. There's just too many factors with that, so we'd probably just do figures that come pre-bloodied.
And we were talking about doing different head sculpts of the same character with their mouths open, like really truly
Let's do that again, Jason.
Wow. Use that as the base. Use that as the base.
Yeah.
You just did it. Just sculpt that up, and you'll be good.
That's right.
I would say, Steve, that's a good idea, though. I wonder, the more you kind of explore that, if it's something that's easily removable. To your point, we don't know at this point, but could be just cool to sell little packets of blood stickers, basically. Yeah.
I thought Steve was gonna go with color changing plastic or something like that. When you run it through the water and then all of a sudden the blood appears.
That's an idea too. That's an idea too. You guys would have to take your toy photography quick though before. So there's the other issue with that. So there's always pluses and minuses with the temporary tattoos. If they worked out, that'd be awesome because but if he knows about those, and there's everyone wants to, it's probably going to take some time before we can reissue the figures. So go ahead, everyone should go ahead and just double their orders right now and get us to 80% of our Kickstarter goal, and that'll work out great. Great idea, Steve. Let's everyone do that. Good idea. Also, for anyone who's looking at our Kickstarter goal right now, we still haven't added the numbers from Big Bad Toy Store, so we're probably doing a lot better than it looks like. So, and we'll probably be doing even better if everyone funds right now. So.
I was going to say, I think one of the big selling points for you to go fund is going to be this owl, because we all love little animals. And what I wanted to ask, I guess the wings aren't articulated. Is it an extra set of wings? How does that work?
It's both. So
it's both. Okay.
Yeah. So there's an articulation point where the wing connects to the body. We're going to be doing a ball joint there because that works the best. And then we didn't want to just do the wings. We give away too much. We can't help it. We didn't want to just do the wings at the side and then the wings open. We wanted in between. So we did that as well. And hopefully, people love us for it.
Yeah, 3 sets of wings with a ball and socket joint.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah, the owl's beautiful. It's a nice, beautiful snow owl. That's right out of James' brain right there. It's a great, one of the best looking owls there is.
That's a good looking owl.
Yeah. Hopefully, when we punch up the detail and get it designed for the factory, it'll look even cooler. And then the head, we decided to also, as of the last podcast, put it on a ball joint there.
Figure reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know what we're doing.
I
So
mean, their heads rotate. What is it?
their heads, we
180 or more, 290,
360.
I don't
They
know.
pretty much rotate 340. Actually, oh, not
Yeah.
340. What am I talking about? 180. Yes, 180.
Yeah.
They rotate 180.
You sold Toy Mirth just on the owl alone at this point.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and people are talking about, we should do an owl pack, which we'll probably need to in order to make up the money for these owls.
Oh, I would totally buy the owl pack.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
same.
Yeah, so that's another reason why to really put good articulation and designing it now, because we can do an owl pack and then people can get as many as they want and get their money's worth for it. So yeah. Yep. And then maybe we can enlarge the design, and who knows,
Oh,
Yeah.
An owl mount.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh.
I think we'd redesign it if we were going to
for
go
sure.
that big.
Yeah,
big,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But that would be awesome to do an owl mount.
Dude.
Oh man.
Hell yes.
Hopefully. Please.
I have a watch who's in too. Owl pack for me as well. There you go. So
Appreciate you.
All right.
this
There you
is
go.
going to become a bird watching stream.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the target birds before, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be between two Boyds. Yeah.
Two
That'll be our new show at Boyds. Hit the
Somebody
Boyds.
said earlier that Crowman needs to come with some crows.
Yeah. We'll have to do a
Yeah,
reissue
so-
with that. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Just keep
Maybe
adding
that'll
things.
be
Yeah.
that'll
What was
be
the
our
show
thing
again?
is the little animals first, and then we go from there.
You can just start the Kickstarter and be like, buy this owl, get the figure for free. Yeah. Yeah.
That's our kind of
$35
logic. Yeah.
Articulated owl.
We're going at.
What was the name of the show, Jay Shot?
Between two Boyds. Between two
Boyds.
There it is. Between two Boyds.
Where are you from, Jay Shot? Where you guys
New
from?
York. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm from New Jersey.
I was gonna say, aren't you a Jersey guy?
Hey.
Wait, hold on. There's two New Yorks. Which New York are you from?
Oh.
Well, we are. I mean, we're in the boroughs. We're in Staten Island. So I think at this point, if people
Oh,
ship us their
wow.
own stuff, so
Yeah.
Well, your
We're
friend-
practically New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, Staten Island. Hey, for the
Yeah.
record, Staten Island is actually fucking New Jersey. It's closer to New Jersey than it is New York.
It
yeah,
is.
we have to drive through Jersey to get to Manhattan. So yeah, it's
Yep. Exactly.
best
Stop
way to do
lying
it,
to
so.
yourselves.
Oh,
And I'm from the best part of New Jersey.
which is
What do you mean? Which is
I don't know. You said the best part, so I don't know. Like I know how it's broken down, and everybody
It's
breaks it out. Like the
Newark,
middle part.
sir.
You know. Oh,
anyone
Newark.
who's
I went
anyone who's
to school in Newark, so I
Where?
went to college at Seton Hall.
Oh, my father graduated from Sentinel.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah.
But yeah, I got my master's degree in talking toys, and look how it's fulfilled me so far. No.
Did you go to school with Yimbo? Because Yimbo went to
Actually, so we found out that we did. We didn't know each other back then. We didn't run in the same crowd, but
Wow.
yes, we did go to school at the same time. We're the
That's
exact same
crazy.
age, so it's weird. It's weird how that all plays out.
How did
But
yeah,
yes,
how did you not run into
Seton Hall is huge,
Seton a big, yeah. it's a
especially
big,
which campus you're on. Were you on in the West Orange?
Yeah,
West Orange campus? Yeah.
so yeah, but yeah, so
Cool.
transitioning from school talk, we got Duart Studios
Yeah,
asking, do you
I
guys
follow him on
Duarte.
Instagram.
I think
Duarte.
it's
Duarte?
pronounced Duarte.
Duarte
Duarte.
Studios. Yeah. I follow
You
him on
guys
Instagram. His dios are awesome.
So, and that's exactly what he's asking about. Do you guys
Exactly.
have lore, specifically some that describes scenery for the Dio builders?
Oh, look at our campaign page. I've got, I think I have all the artwork that Desar did with all the writing that I did for it. If not, maybe that'll be a post this weekend. I'll just post. I need to do that. I'm going to post all of Desar's art with all of the story words that I've done so far. Story words. Clearly,
Story words.
I'm clearly a great writer. Story words with all the story
The
words.
story words.
I'm done.
Great orator.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
me.
Hey, I wasn't questioning it.
And you
Yeah.
better. No one better not.
So,
But yeah, I have. I've got a little bit of story, and all of our posts on
Yeah.
Instagram for each character has. I normally try to add a little something. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I just copy and paste. But normally I try to add a little something extra for the story. especially when we were first starting out with all the renders. So look at all those and you'll get a decent idea of our story ideas. Yurik himself, I'll go into it again. That's the city that Gilgamesh founded back in the days of high adventure. And Gilgamesh, we weren't ready to do a Gilgamesh character because he's also like, if in this scale, he would be 7 inches, 8-inch scale. And can you guys hear any feedback from my microphone? Anything?
No.
No? Okay, good.
You're
My girl is listening to something. I don't know if you guys can hear. Anyway, so Yurik, we wanted to do a cool character from Sumeria. So I decided to name him after the city that Gilgamesh founded. And he's got kind of a Gilgamesh look to him. And he's got a famous Sumerian helmet of a king from Sumeria. If you look up the actual history of it, that is actual real Sumerian king's helm. And then the scimitar is just too badass a weapon for a character not to possess. And I wanted to make it like a super big, especially for this guy. He looks like he would carry something just bad. I mean, look at that design. Yeah. And then the spear is the greatest one weapon that you could possibly have, other than, you know, like a gun. And I wanted one of our characters a badass character to have a spear, because it is the best one weapon you could possibly possess. So, and that's where we got Yurik. And hopefully people love him as much as I do. I don't know why people think he looks like a dwarf. If you look up actual Sumerian like design, I can totally see why. But yeah, actual like Gilgamesh, this is kind of how they looked. So that's where the influence came from, not dwarves. But I totally see the inspiration. Why people
Probably the big beard.
Yeah, the big beard. Yeah, and then the knots on it that they have.
Yeah, and then the squarish head kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Jason, didn't you start this? Didn't part of this partnership start because you wanted to make?
Oh
dwarves?
My god, I love dwarves.
Yeah, Jason was making his own dwarf toy.
Yep. I was. I had an idea for a bunch of different dwarves, and not just typical heavy plate wearing dwarves. Just the kind that they're out of the mountain and they're kind of not really traveling along. I don't really I'm not a good storyteller. I just like coming up with characters, and there's just different classes that I wanted to do, like a shaman or a monk or a fighter, a thief, and all that stuff. So yeah, I got inspiration from, you guys remember the Marvel Legends Puck that came out? I love the size of that figure, man. I was like, God damn, why can't we have more of these freaking size figures, but in dwarf form with awesome articulation and not all that heavy armor? They don't need all that crap. They're just badass in themselves. I mean, they're muscular and they're very robust and they're versatile. They can kick your ass without wearing all that shit. So yeah, I mean, we're not. I wanted to create my own dwarf line, and I showed James, and James was like, "Man, good idea, but that doesn't look like it would be good for adults." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right, man. I know it doesn't, because there's something off about it. It's just very kind of plain." And it was I mean,
a great first attempt. Stop putting yourself down.
No, but
your camera's great. Your dwarves were great. your engineering is great.
Oh man!
If I hear you put yourself down one more time, sir.
No, it's the truth though. It needed lots of work. It needed Penn's touch.
It was the first iteration. If you look at our first iteration, it wasn't strong, but if we had kept with that, oh man! Wait till we do dwarves. It's gonna be the best dwarves anyone has ever made.
Hell yes,
they're gonna be badass. If you think we do thick characters now, wait till we do a little squat dwarf that has issues. Being so short, because I'm almost 5'8". So,
and Jason, you got to start somewhere, right? Like you gotta have an entry point. So yeah, dude, don't discredit yourself. Duart says he says thank you. Just found out about you guys today, so he'll definitely do some research. And good luck. So,
and I just found out about you. I'm going to look into Duarte Studios. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing his name right, because I have a friend who has the same last name. So,
there you go. All right.
Well, yeah.
So that's
Oh yeah, it's got all my words, all my story words right there.
Uric.
Yeah.
So his story words. So that's Uric. And he comes with 2 scimitars, or just the one and the
Just
spear,
one
right?
scimitar. Stop trying
One
to
and
get us to
I'm sorry.
go
I'm
bankrupt.
trying to put more stuff in there.
Just
So,
one.
and then
That's all he's coming with, guys. Nothing else.
Buy the accessory pack.
$36. $36.
Oh. And then you got this incredible this next tier is this awesome design in the General Grimskull.
Yeah.
He is he looks badass, man.
Yeah.
I put
deluxe
all
figure.
my love for Darth Vader and Skeletor and what oh man, I always forget the guy from Willow, General shit. Anyway.
Come on,
Someone will
chat.
say
Someone's
it.
got to have it.
Yeah,
So.
someone's gonna. I put all my love for those characters into this guy, and hopefully people like it. I know he's a cheap ripoff of, but he's gonna take General Kale. That's it.
Yeah.
But he's going to be just as cool. Hopefully, everyone gets inspiration from other characters, so hopefully people like this guy.
And I wouldn't say he's a ripoff, man. Like, it's sure inspired by, but like,
definitely inspired. Yeah.
You've made him your own, right? Like, he fits in the world you guys are building. He's got that style. Dude,
Darth Vader doesn't have that many limbs.
Right.
Yeah, try cutting this guy's limb off. It's not going to be so easy as some little punk kid who just has the high ground. That's not going to stop Grimskull.
Maybe we'll make Grimskull fight in the sand. This way, he's definitely not a ripoff. He loves sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Sand is his ally.
His ally. There you go. Controls the sand. So, and then he comes with, or the next tier, right, is his kind of his dark army here. I think it's called the Shatter, the Shadar.
Shadar.
There you go.
And that's new artwork from Ken. The color scheme is a little what's the word? Artistic. License on
licensing.
That. Yeah, because the color scheme that we're going to go for is more of a metallic faceplate with dark blue armor. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see the actual color scheme that they're going to be. So we're getting the artwork finished, redone. But I couldn't resist showing people this amazing artwork from Ken. And probably in the future we'll do something like this, maybe PowerCon, and then throw it up on Big Bad Toy Store for people to buy. But initially, we're gonna go more like a dark Bedouin, ninja assassin type look to them to begin with a metallic finish, and then we might eventually do something more in those like Skeletor type colors. So hopefully people prefer this to begin. But yeah, and they're going to have interchangeable faceplates. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's a slight change to this figure where you can see he has kind of got like shorts down over his upper thighs.
Good point, Jason.
We're not going to have that because for one, it would hinder articulation, and for two, it would cost us an additional molding. So it's just going to be plain, bare upper hips. And then what we could do instead is have kind of like what we did with Ogun. We're going to have the the kilt come over front of the top of his front thighs and have slits on the sides. So it'll look kind of like this, but it's not going to be exactly like that.
Absolutely, Jason. Exactly. Yes, sir. So hopefully people like the design, and that's on the old 1.0 body. Imagine that on the new 2.0 body. It's going to look even cooler with maybe a little bit more dark color scheme to it. We didn't want to get it too dark because then you wouldn't be able to see the detail. But hopefully people like it.
Yeah. And his faceplates pop off and are interchangeable. He's going to come with 3 faceplates.
So when we talk about the packages on Kickstarter, when we talk about the 21 characters, we're considering this as 3, even though it's just one that comes with 3 faceplates. We're multiplying it times 3 in the package that has 21. So if we were to unlock everything or eventually unlock it, you're going to get all 3 of these as part of that. So you'll have a figure for each faceplate.
Okay. And that 21. So we haven't even talked about. I mean, we haven't gotten through all the
Yeah.
unlocks. But we haven't even talked about the pledges. So that 21 kind of is that the, for lack of a better term, I guess, is that the all-in wave, or is that more than that?
There's different all-ins. I'd
Okay.
like to make it as confusing as possible, but the initial all-ins are all the characters that we could fund, that we could deliver if we just got funded.
Okay.
So I put that, and then I have get General Grimskull, which is all the male figures up to General Grimskull, and then I have Let's Unlock Athena, all up to Athena, and then I have everything we could possibly do as a package, which is 3 of the Shadar figures, 3 of the female Barbarian Warrior figures, 3 of the Primal Realm Warrior figures, and Lion Lord, which we have only shown on our Instagram because we're waiting to show it on the 2.0. And since we haven't really gotten to any of these tiers yet, we didn't want to confuse people on the campaign with additional renders and stuff. But maybe we need to. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, all right. So Lion Lord is only on the Instagram for now, but he will eventually be an unlocked tier.
Yes. If we get closer and closer, we'll definitely show off Lion Lord, and even if we don't get all the way up to him, eventually we're going to offer Lion Lord. He's just too cool of a character not to. But it's probably going to take longer if we don't unlock him. So.
Okay. And here's the one that everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't even trying to really push her up. She was going to be a possibility if we got all the way past Lion Lord in the Primal Realm. We were like, well, we need to show a female figure, but the overwhelming response was no, she needs to be higher. So we brought her as high up as we possibly could. Her cost is already factored in with all the tiers before her. So when people say you need to make her even more available, she already is. This is as close as we can get because tooling a whole new figure is very expensive. So her cost is already included in all the characters before her. So hopefully people understand that. Hopefully people are excited for the silhouette we're showing with the 2D art over it. We're going to have our best designers on doing her face sculpt. And her helm is going to have a hinge. So you're kind of getting 2 head sculpts in one where the hinge goes up and comes down. Cool. But because the hair, if we were to make the helmet come off, the helmet might be too big or hair might come to her side too much. So right now, we're just doing it as one headpiece with the helm the visor being able to come up and down. So hopefully people like it.
Okay. Yeah. And I think, you guys have talked about this before, right? Just the cost of the tooling and making a new thing. And, I think that, the community at this point understands that, right? Like, we've seen enough Kickstarters, we've backed enough Kickstarters to get that at the end of the day, right? This stuff costs money, and you can't, you can't just give everybody what they want. Machu, just be mindful that you still have your screen up if you're about to go back anything. I don't want you to put your credit card. I don't want you putting your credit card on screen because then you're going to have 2 orders on your credit card.
Yep.
You be confused. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so we've talked about the Kickstarter. Like, let's everybody who is still with us or watching it on the replay, make sure you go check it out. And if possible, right, you want people to back more on the Kickstarter than at Big Bad, because that kind of helps just the numbers fluctuate and keep that momentum going, which is something you guys have been really good about, right? Promoting it, getting on top of it. So
I hate that Kickstarter still shows the old, because the only way to update is to end an old reward or add-on and then update a new one. So as we're getting new renders in, I've been updating the add-ons and the rewards, but unfortunately on the right, it still shows a lot of them. So it can be confusing. But everything on the left is what is actually available, I believe, in terms of rewards, and then it show you what add-ons are available. So always look for the coolest picture at the back.
There you go. Dom says Big Boyd Store is J Shot's other favorite. It said Big Boyd, not Boy.
Big Boyd.
Yeah.
That's it.
Big boys
New
where
York
the muscle
accent.
mommies are.
Yeah.
And you mentioned briefly just about the different tiers. There's a lot of different options here, and I think what's really cool is that you're kind of gearing some of these options and packages towards customizers or people who want to get a couple figures plus some blank bucks, right? I mean, you're really, the variety of the packages is awesome. And I mean, obviously people can still go in and just buy one-off figures or buy multiple one-offs or however they want to do it, but it is really cool to see how you bundled them together and taken the different people within the community into account. I think it's great.
Yeah, and more people have bought the All-In Warriors. It's just that's the new one that I had to upload, so it doesn't show it together. But yeah, I'm trying to create as many packages. Unfortunately, Kickstarter doesn't have a system where you can just drag and drop and collect and add as many as you want, and then a discount is added on that. So you have to I have to repeat everything. So hopefully people can find their way through it and find what's best for them. I've tried to create everything from as small as possible to as big as possible and everything in between. So hopefully there's something for everybody there. And yeah, they're excited to get these figures in hand. So
I think there's definitely a lot of excitement around them. And you've seen it just from the chat tonight too, and how people are pumped for these things and that you guys have been making. So we're excited. I'll be putting my order in tonight for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I know that you guys are talking about what's next. You're already thinking about what's next, right?
Yeah,
so I think
we're too far ahead.
Yeah, you guys are going to Joe Lanta, right? I think that's
that's going to be our big showing.
Okay. And then you'd mentioned New York Comic Con too, potentially, which will be great because we'll see you guys there for sure.
We'd like to be at Legion's Con if anyone has space at their table for 2 schmoes or one schmo or one and a half a schmo. I can easily hop on Jason's shoulders. He's a Marine, so he can handle it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Or I could be on like a little baby carrier on the front.
The baby Bjorn, you could be in the baby Bjorn. Yeah,
absolutely. Any way we can get to Legion's Con, that would be great.
There's also Toy Con, which is September.
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 We won't have our banners and display ready yet. Joe Lanta's at the end of September. And if especially when we get funded at the very end, we'll be working on backer kits and more renders and showing people everything that they could possibly get, and as much and getting these in people's hands as soon as possible, because we got to go straight to the factory that we already have lined up and start working on making sure that they're able to deliver exactly what we want and exactly what the people who have backed us are expecting.
Toy Mirth says September 14th for ToyCon.
And next year, definitely.
Yeah. So Steve says, just wear a shirt that says "Ask me about my figures." So ask me about my beefcakes. So
yeah, I was at Joe Fest in Augusta, just walking around with the figures that Jason had sent me, forcing them in designers' hands and making them. I made Jason Benevue take a picture. The guys from Fist, Rob from Savage Crucible, all types of people. I was like, look at my action figure. And they're like, "Oh, this is nice. Leave me alone now." Okay.
Well, I know that you're trying to get in at Legion's Con. One thing that I thought of when I was watching you guys on on Yimbo, are you gonna I know that obviously the Kickstarter is the first thing, right, and then Big Bad for online, but in thinking about say a store like Chubsy Wubsy, who we've said praise about, kind of partnering with them to sell the figures once they're ready to go, or even potentially reaching out to them about putting in a big order so that they can sell, because I think he's done that with Crucible and stuff like that. He's obviously a big supporter of the community. It could be a good little.
We are not too big for anybody. We are just a small little toy company. Anyone that wants to buy our figures, obviously the bigger the order, the better the deal we can give you. Sure. I was watching Nerd Zoic's most recent video about his or not most recent,
Experience
but
with McFarlane. Yeah.
experience with McFarlane. And it was very insightful and very well put together. And he made a great argument. And I feel for the guy. I mean, especially the numbers he was talking, like I was chomping at the bit, like, hey, you know, we'll do business with you right now. We're you know, as everyone knows, you know, competition, you know, the more people that are available to sell our figures, the better. And we don't want to exclude anybody that wants to sell our figures. Please come talk to us. We'll figure out a deal the best we can possibly do. Keep in mind, we do have a small profit margin.
Yeah, and you know, while we're talking about them, just a huge shout out to Chubsy Wubsy and the Chubsy Wubsy family. And you got to check out their online store and stuff. He does he's amazing things.
I've heard of something.
But yeah, I think we could start the campaign to get you to Legion's Con. I'm sure at the very least, Trevor's got to have a quarter of a table once he sells out of all his calendars there.
Trevor's been good to us. I don't know. I don't want to mess up anything we have going on. Trevor.
Oh,
but we'll be on Dork Layer tomorrow, so maybe that might be the best spot to be like. Hey.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you got Dork Layer tomorrow. Where else? You know, where else can people find?
We're gonna be on Big Dub Sunday, and I don't want to forget anybody, so I'm gonna look up our calendar unless Jason knows off the top of his head because I've been yammering.
Oh god.
I've got the calendar right here.
My calendar.
I've got it right here. So 3 POA Saturday, we're gonna be with Laser Pants himself. On Saturday, we're gonna be on Big Dub Sunday at 5:45. The legend himself from Atlanta. We're going to be on Collecting Brothers, who did a great, when we first started our Kickstarter, they did a great comprehensive look over our figures on Tuesday from 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be on Collecting Brothers podcast.
Nice. Yeah. Making the rounds, putting in the work, which is
anybody who's got a YouTube show with a decent following, you know, reach out to us. And if you know anybody who's got a good following, who hasn't talked about us or who might be interested, please let them know. They probably already have a message from us in their inbox, and we're just hoping they are interested in this. So
awesome. Yeah. All right. I mean, we're
this is the best show.
Ooh. Well,
here. Between with Machu himself and J-Shot. Let's talk about you guys. I don't know if you guys need to sign off, but I just want to talk about how great the work you guys both do. Machu, I'm a big fan of stop motion animation. I'll send you some of my crappy stop motion animation one day so you can laugh at me. And then J-Shot, you're a great toy photographer, and I don't know. I don't want to give too many compliments out to someone from Staten Island, but we'll leave it there. So.
That's fair. I can probably only accept one at this point. It's just, I'll start to shut down. So,
but you did go to Seton Hall, so I'll give it
It's like we have a friend that we always compliment. He's like, "You're really tall." He's like, "That's not a compliment. That's just a statement." You went to Seton Hall. I did. It's not a compliment. Yeah. But yeah, and then when Machu messaged me immediately when we were watching you and talking about the stop motion, he's like, "Get in there and do your thing," and I was like, "All right, I'll reach out." So,
yeah, well, there will be a Brutal Realm Machu Toy and J-Shot partnership on stop motion animation. I will make it happen.
Hell yeah,
we are here for it, and I don't know if you caught we're dubbing Machu's character the Maturian.
Oh, so, yes, I heard that.
Yeah. The Yambonian, right? Yambarian. And the Maturian. So
we got to think of a J-Shot barbarian name.
J-Shot
is a good name.
I could just be the owl, it's on the shoulder.
Hold on. I was looking at what was it?
Uruk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uruk. Yeah. Zoom in on that guy.
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah.
A lot of
I was too, Machu. I was too, man.
I was like, wait a second.
I saw it.
You saw what I was doing. I was looking at
that,
and then I was looking at J-Shot's box. I was like,
there we
I
go.
Can see it.
Yeah, you got to grow out that beard.
That beard will be soft plastic, so you can peel it off.
Mine's soft plastic too.
Mine isn't even real. This is just spray on. Remember those spray
Wouldn't that
on commercials?
yeah.
If I were to wipe my face right now, come right up.
Just don't touch it, man. Don't touch it.
Yeah. Dom commenting the brutal Sentinels. There you go. So, he is a what is it? He is a Lothar of the Hills people.
Lothar of the
I don't know
Hill
if I know what
people.
that means.
Oh, you don't know that?
I don't
Oh
think I
my
know that. No.
I forget
So,
what it's from, but it's from a live action movie. That's Lothar of the Hill
There
people.
you go. All right. Well,
Where's that from?
Moonbase. What's it from? You started a conversation. You got to participate.
Oh wait, no. Mike Myers, isn't it? It's Mike Myers. It's something from Mike Myers.
Who doesn't know that?
Is it from I saw I Married an Ex-Murderer?
Is it?
Isn't it a Saturday Night Live skit?
Oh,
it's
Saturday Night.
heavily Mike
Saturday Night
Myers.
Live skit.
okay.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live skit. Oh,
Yeah, I think it is with Mike Myers.
yeah. I love Mike
There you
Myers,
go.
so I knew.
All right, so it's a Mike Myers. You said so. I married an axe murderer, and all I could think about is that scene where he plays the father. He's like,
Oh,
"That
yeah.
crying himself to sleep on his huge pillow." Yeah.
Huge pillow.
Look at that head.
Look at the size of that.
Like a
melon.
watermelon
It's
on
like
a
an orange
toothpick.
on a toothpick. It's like Sputnik over here. It's got its own weather system.
He's got his own weather system. Don't make me start doing my own Scottish accent. I am a Scotsman, by the way. I look Puerto Rican, but I'm black and Irish and Scottish. So
It's incredible. And then we started the conversation or started the show talking about that too. Just the amount of knowledge and mythos and lore that you guys are putting into it, and bringing in all the other cultures and stuff too. It's pretty awesome. It's special. It's really special too.
this is only the beginning, guys.
That's it.
Any culture anybody comes from, eventually we will do something that is adjacent or in the orbit of. Do not worry. So
Even people from Staten Island are going to touch.
except Staten Island. Staten Island.
All right. I don't know. Is there anything? I mean, we're hitting our time here, but is there anything else that we should let the people know about? I mean, the figures are just incredible. We got the link to the Kickstarter. Big Bad Toy Stores also has them. Want to make sure also we mentioned your YouTube channel at Brutal Realm to be sure to go give that a subscribe. And the Instagram Brutal Realm. Make sure you're following there for all the updated pics and stuff. I mean, that's where it's going to be.
Join the Brutal Realm Army on our Instagram page. Join our Facebook Brutal Realm Collectors page. I normally try to feed them first because
Nice.
our fans, the ones that are really into us, deserve to be rewarded for that loyalty. So I've always tried to give them at least a day advance on some cool stuff that we haven't posted to the general public yet. So if you really want to be ahead of the curve, join one of those, if not both. And when you're a backer on our Kickstarter, you normally get updates on that too. Always double check on that because I'm updating like at 2:00 in the morning as soon as I get a new picture. So
Nice. Awesome. And if you're going to be at Joe Lanta, look for these guys there as well. And hopefully we'll see you guys at New York Comic Con and or Legions Con too.
I
So
look
you'll be
forward
sick of
to
us
it.
by then.
Yes.
So, Macho, you got anything coming up this week? Enablers tomorrow?
No,
No,
that was last week.
that was last week. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Man, August is already flying.
It
Crazy.
is.
who do I reach out to with the enablers to? I don't know if we're the type of people that they would want on, but
Toying around.
oh, I've already sent him a message.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's purposely ignoring me.
I'll hit him up.
All right,
Oh,
I won't
thanks,
take it
man.
personal if
I
he
appreciate
doesn't. So
No, I'll talk to Kev about it.
appreciate you.
I got you. What else?
what else you got?
So
Oh,
when we were talking about like the bloody variations, and like you mentioned even like the alternate head sculpts. What about the hair? Like when it's in like motion.
We
could you-
already have some characters that have motion hair sculpts that we haven't posted yet.
Okay. I won't say
So no. I mean, yeah, that would be a way to make it even more dynamic. Because the head? I mean, we're doing a new head sculpt. Might
Right,
as well, give it a dynamic because the hair. That it's always important that the face and the hair kind of match. You know,
Match.
like there was that one character that Marvel Legends did where the head sculpt had like the screaming mouth, and then the hair was just normal.
It
and
was
then
just
the,
down. Yeah.
and then the blank face had the hair all, and I was like, what? Why? So yeah, that's a great point. That's something that Jason will not forget, because he doesn't, and we'll make sure that we do, because he's really good at making sure that the reason why everyone's getting so much value from these figures is a large part due to Jason. I have something to do with the design and the characters, but all the overall value that everyone's getting, thank Jason. Jason has always pushed accessories being removable, interchangeable, and I was like, we'll see. Jason was like, no, this needs to happen. We need to make sure that the head swivels and this and that. Jason is a reason why you guys are getting it's a team effort, and he's a huge part, if not the main part, of why these figures are so awesome as they are. So
you give me too much credit, but man, thank you.
It's true. It's really true.
I was gonna say, you guys got a good. You don't pay him anything. I was gonna say, you guys got a good like right brain, left brain dynamic going. I think it's really,
this toy line wouldn't be as cool as it is if not for Jason. We've got a whole big team that adds to it, but it wouldn't be what it is without him. So,
oh man, thank you for saying that.
It's true. It's true. I don't always like giving you your credit, but sometimes.
There's a time limit on the Kickstarter, yes.
Yes, so Moonbase has got one question. Is there a time limit on the Kickstarter? I think we're at what,
30?
I think 22 days.
22 days.
I wish we were back at 30, but yeah.
But like, does it end on the 30th, or what is it?
The 29th. The 29th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing like the last day. We'll be jumping from different live streams or doing our own live stream where people will be coming in and trying to get that last big push. I feel like we're gonna fund, especially we might still have some surprises in store, to push us over the edge. So we'll see.
But
remember though, Kickstarter doesn't charge until it's funded.
Right.
And if you can't do Kickstarter, Big Bad Toy Store, you put in the pre-order, they don't charge you until it's ready to ship.
Yeah.
Until they get it in. Yeah. And
right.
Yeah, and the earlier your pledge, the better. The earlier we get pledges means we can unlock more earlier.
Pledge now,
right?
So pledge now,
please.
There you go.
Because there's a whole bunch of people just waiting, and we probably could get more tiers unlocked if everyone pledged now. So
Moonbase wants you guys to cosplay as the characters for the finale. So there you go.
We don't have any fat balding characters.
Well, you're making your final, put a helmet on. You'll be fine. You won't notice it. So. Get Lago Figs in there doing his flexing.
God, I still look at those private pictures he sent me of his naked body, and I was like, we need to make sure we get this detail. You see the way his 6 ab is right.
Forget the dwarfs. Look at Lago. This is what we need.
I'll never. You know how Wolverine looked at that picture of Cyclops and Green? That's how I look at Lago.
It's you and Lago. Love it. All right, Jason and James, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been awesome. And again, good luck. Congratulations. Your passion is definitely coming through, and there's huge excitement around it. We're excited, and Machi's going to break out the stop motion as soon as he gets a figure in his hand, and we'll be good to go. But thank you guys for being here, and you're welcome back anytime. If you want to just pop on and talk about an update, you got a release you want to do, always welcome to come back on and share that here. So, but yeah, as we kind of close out for the night, whether you're watching with us live or you're watching with the replay, we appreciate the hell out of you. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and these guys wouldn't be here without the community. And the community is certainly what it's all about. But get out there, go make some content, be proud of yourselves, and watch you cue that outro. Let's go home. Over our home.
You got it.
Let's get brutal.
Let's get brutal.
Let's get brutal.
Get brutal.